Anyways, yes, we're gonna speed run this. I have until 12 o'clock, and we will be. There's Ronnie's. Now let's finish. Sorry. Be fine as a team here. Hopefully the story's not too long. Monster and over here, Doctor. Squeeze in a bit. So this dessert cart's in. So this dessert cart's in front. Sorry. Finally, a chance to catch my breath. Whose dessert cart is this? Yes, we're here for the ceremony, Signora. Would you like to try my ice cream? Before Monster can even refuse, the little girl gleefully shoves a cup of ice cream into her hand. It's not a flavor you can get anywhere else in Laterano. I can take her out, nobody would notice. As Monster gives you this paranoid suggestion, she plops a full of ice cream in her mouth without thinking about it. Oh, that's really good. Can you tell me your name, kid? It's got my answer from you, Confessor. Da-da-dee-da-dee-da. I'm called Edia. Name yourself after your ice cream cart's music? Don't be silly, I customized it to sound like my name. You know those girls, Edia? Wow, I've never heard a professional speak like that before. It's the latest model. Were you helping cover for us just now, Edia? Yep, because Lateral needs to change. That's what you think too, right? I was just imagining thing. Was I just imagining things? You were the first person to say my sugar-free carbonated water flavored ice cream was a tasty soda. Well, that explains why it's so refreshing. Mama and Tata were right. This is a rocky road I walk. But I finally found a bit of success. Mind explaining a bit more? Desserts connect every Lateran, but if you eat too much sugar, not only are you gonna get bad teeth, even your halo starts to get cavities. Tata's a dentist. Every time he says that, people think he's just trying to get more business for his clinic. But right now, my halo error kind of feels like a rotten tooth. I just lost. It's making me feel not so good. I believe it's the Lord giving me a revelation. So I'm gonna practice what I preach. I'll change Lateral's eating habits and rebuild our connections with the power of sugar-free ice cream. Would you support this young? Somebody texted me. It was Aiden, my buddy. Alright. Mind if we take a walk together? I'd like to hear more about this connection between halos and tooth decay. Okay, we should be able to avoid these guys chasing us with this kid around. You need to get in touch with XSI ASAP, Doctor. Don't try. Hey there, leader. Sounds like you were able to loosen that comm control thing, since we were having a long distance call and all. It's not an entirely good thing, XSI. Um, this means everything is in faster, or this means the climate is getting real. This means everything in the dream is collapsing faster. I figured as much. These guys are nearly in all the non-cicada hold up in the Shrine of Nurturing. They want to put up an even bigger nativity. The first time around, the Armored Beast got a halo. This time, they want to give everyone halos. I don't know what they're gonna do with it, but this kind of changed a bit too quick and crazy. The way you explained it, leader, whatever happens in this dream will eventually become reality. What you said is what I saw exercise. But some people are starting to weaken. Oh, variables in reality are making the dream skip some steps. Man, this was way too complicated for me. Just tell me what's the worst thing that might happen. Colorado might stop existing entirely. Phew, yeah, that's a really big deal. Well, no matter the situation, I can still find the jerk behind all this and free everyone from a fake Latrano, right? We're limited to keeping you clear-headed and free to move. Restrictions in Monster and I haven't been yet. Monster is looking for other leads. Got it. Leave Laterano troubles to Lateran like me. One second. Oops, I gotta keep my voice down. The Grand Davidi's is about to start, and it wasn't easy to find a chance to sneak in. Monster and I will keep tearing up the street. Say, how did the two of us meet again? Once of Sora's releases, Texas birthday party. At that time, Penguin Logistics crashed into Lungman's office while cracking down on the Bloodhammer gang. Or was it the time when I was planning to steal a few sick old racing when I ran into you way to buy their freedom? I don't think we made any of those. It must have been, what, 5 years now ago now? Well, there's yet another beautiful partnership leader. Stay safe, exercise. Hello, Max. Oh. Everyone's in position. Revert past 0 zone. Next, we will coordinate with the Shrine Patrol to clear the surrounding streets, lock down the intersections, and ensure nobody's wandering. Gracias. Every gun night gathered together. Our ammunition is allocated, fire restrictions fully lifted. There's never been so big an event in the history of our order as there. The video is a great significance to Latarado. The back snow, the ice cream Sami, the hole in the sky above Leviathan, even the ragged ties that dash against the coast, all are in alignment with the true calamity that has been prophesied. Imagine how terrifying such a disaster would be. When that time comes, 200 odd gun knights taking to the field would be like a child throwing stones into. I fear our holy city, which has stood tall for millennia, will fade away. Pontifica, Horus, and the Nortian Hall are still pursuing Limbo and her co-conspirator. There's something else you must know. The literature who was guiding Mostema and Fiametta was just attacked. You'd like to go check on the scene, Reverend? No, my post is here. Time has come. All our Libria brethren, please go to the Hall of Enlightenment. Magani. Time has come. Over here, please. Once the other races have bestowed their halos, the matriarch shall mend broken halos and wings off the fallen angels so that we may regain empathy with all our people. It has become matriarch. Thank you all. You have forsaken nearly all the rest since the establishment of this. There have been many mishaps since the last nativity. We must advance our plans. This transmission must be seen to completion as quickly as possible. To this day, we have walked the same path, Machiavelli. This is something we have realized long ago. Oh yes, there was another thing on my mind. Today's ceremony is about bestowing halos on non-Sakata rather than our birth. So why are we still using the name Divinity? Is there a better term for it? Nurturers lead people of various races into the Hall of Enlightenment, converging towards its center. The grand procession is like a hard migratory beast, yet none speak a word. There is a rhythmic tinkling of the countless comforts, as if a person's. As in response, the matriarch lifts her head and bows towards the crowd. Henceforth, all who are sheltered by the holy city shall share one destiny, intertwined with a singular whole. Can this be called anything but a rebirth of Laterano? A crack of shattering glasses cuts through the calming chimes of the comfort bells. A bullet from a sniper rifle is source unknown, but it flies straight for the matriarch's sightless eyes. Blinding light seeps in. A strange couple at the door. Looks like they're deciding where to go to dinner using roulette wheel. Interesting idea, isn't it? Huh? So they're the ones who wish to adopt you, but why won't they come in and tell me that themselves? I get it. They don't want to put too much pressure on me. Why do you think that? Because they're pretending to fiddle with their guns while actually looking our way. Nothing ever gets past you, does it? Yes, I reached out to them before they came here. Your parents were in that caravan raid. The nursing hall has been trying to arrange things for a few families for the better part of a year now, but nobody has been bitten yet. You're a strong child I've ever. You're the strongest child I've ever met, and but you've got a long way to go. We can't let a kid live all by herself. I know, Senora. I'm not annoyed or anything. It's just if I'm going to accept the kindness of the others, I'm gonna have a good, be a good kid myself. It's really, really important. Well, long and short of it is they want me to tell you that they really like you. I also think they're really. Can I have a week? No, 3 days. I think I'll think things over. Once I make a decision, I won't go back on it. This is the one feeling. Is this the one that feels right for you? Mm-hmm. Well, a sniper rifle. If it was me, I would never choose that one. No, when it's my turn in a few years, I'll pick lots and lots of guns. Sounds good. Well, I have to run you, a fellow. This this fellow's been sitting here for a few years now. Never been picked. Best one of best think over it. Really quiet. Oh, it's really quiet. No, what I mean is the sort of guns difference from others. You can be told it's not very suited for a lively cicadas. When you're on the battlefield, you won't get many chances to fire it. You'll have to make every shot count. Whether you're trying to protect something or destroy it, you need to have a sharper eye, a sharper mind, and take on more risk and cost. Because you can pull the trigger or let go, but you can't afford to hesitate. Today Lemuel's birthday. Today she chooses her Patreon firearm, giving even more meaningful to this already extremely important day to the Sakata. The gunsmithing speaks with all seriousness. Her mother, her father, and her behind her, all her friends are silent. Even ever Vivius Lemuel keeps her mouth closed like a good girl for once. Despite the silence, Lemuel knows they're all looking right at her. This is the one, Master Peg. Please guide me through the selecting of the other parts. Nice. You don't need to worry about not having the chance to fire Mr. Master Peg. You can smack the people real hard with this big gun. My sister's super strong. Adonia. In the spiritual light, even the darkest stain can be cleansed. With a pious heart, even the savage monster can wade out of the mud. Put that down, Captain. I've gotten you in my sights. You're unstable. I can sense it. Calm down. Nothing's affecting your mind. It's evoking your disappointment in Laterano. I know you submitted your resignation before we left, but even if you're determined to return to the wilderness right now, you're still one of us. Think about it, fried cheese we ate together before we left. Okay, think about the fouled hat Gamer got you at the soft, downy one. My dismount in Lateran, no. The front from it. He showed me how Lateran can save everyone. None of us know, none of us know if you're seeing is the truth or reality, or illusions and lies. Ostama will be there soon. She is her. She has a way to get that thing off you. We can start looking into the secrets afterwards, alright? There's no afterwards. It's fading away. I must hold on to it. You know it's no illusion, Lemuin. Certainly not lies. You saw those people locked in stasis outside of time, down to the underground palace. Those who do not die yet do not live. You heard what the Matsarkas said to his shadow. The future shall have no secrets. So you should understand that we have found the key to time itself. What I saw was a revelation, a future where even the most savage monsters can be saved. Your arts are always running haywire, Adonian. Nothing's eating away at you. If that future exists, I must find the path that leads to it. I won't let go. I need to know more. Adonian keeps to the grass on the oddly shaped staff. The light condensed into a solid form, engulfs the entire cave. You have a lot of chances to pull the trigger, Lemon thinks. But amidst the chaotic rolling waves of emotion, Lemon finally finds the thread of rationality running through Adonia's mind. They have broken bread with one another. They have built bonds with one another. They said one. They understood one another. They entrusted their lives to one another. Their empathetic link was stronger than any other. In fact, in that final moment, Lemuel finds her friends not being swept away in that fathom of chaos. She loosens her finger on the trigger. Damn it! Look out, Lemuel. Ah, the magic of the shadow energy hit. The rooftop winds finally. Oop. The rooftop wind whips wildly at the sniper's cheek. She does not blink. Her hand does not move in the slightest. She hears, she sees, she thinks, she judges. She does not have many chances to fire. She has to make every shot count. She can pull the trigger or let go, but she doesn't. She can't afford to hesitate. For that crucial moment, she and her gun do not speak. Levin the silent. She looks through her scope once more, double checking what she sees in her sights is the proof that she pulled the trigger. Compared to the ones in the vast lands, the statue often sees in Lateral, they are more incomprehensible cardinal. Paradise has shaped our faith so peculiar that it has become somewhat distorted. The souls of the living pray for the survival as they traverse catastrophic and suffering. Catastrophe and suffering, such as the most basic face of faith. No, there's never a dull statue in Laterano. My life is shaped, gun is wielding, saints towering over the streets do not represent disdain for calamity and suffering. We have simply chosen to take up a different mindset when confronting them. In her scope in the far distance, Lemon can finally see all the statues in the shrine, their heads bowed down and their hands clasped, are facing only the precious metric as they pray. If she was really a horrible monster, then unlikely the boat will do any real damage. But at the very least, it'll let the people in the shrine see what's so unnatural about her. A creepy opportunity, and create an opportunity for you, Elle. I'll leave the rest to you. Senior Amos, Senior Lemoon, my location has been compromised. I'll come back up to you right away. No, no need. The shrine patrol is already here, and the gun knights too. There are a lot of them. I'll hold down the street corner. Get yourself out of the building before they surround the place. What about you? It's too late for me. They've already started firing. Looks like our deduction was right. This place cannot be a place for birthing babies. Anyways, you take care of the target. Yes, I got her once. That's good. At least this way I can manage to save a few people. Stop. A few things that need to be stopped. I can't be careless forever, can I? Then, Vale, go do what you need to do, Senor Lewin. Actually, I've got a question I want to ask you. It's funny only once you can't hear it. Finally dare to ask it. A glitch in the comms terminals must be keeping the line open, so the man goes on a length, turning on the microphone. Lemon hesitates for a moment and chooses to be silent. Was I really that useless? I never thought about it before, but even though it took nearly all I had just to become a small-time investigator for the Seventh Tribunal, I have never gotten a promotion during the decade or so there. It seems that us latter never doubt ourselves on that front. It's like we naturally have the 100 million ways to keep ourselves happy and satisfied. I know someone who made sticks for lollipops. He said he takes several types of paper tape and twists them together into rainbow colored sticks. Made nearly no money out of it. He did it simply because he knew children loved them. But ever since I found out Aurelia had been banished from Laterano, and there was nothing I could do about it, I haven't been able to feel a microsecond of satisfaction with myself. You're completely useless, Amos. All I can think. That's all I can think. Like how you can never forget the taste of your very first terrible dessert ever ate. I thought that maybe a few more years I could use my seniority to muddle my way to the Legati and on a trip to Bolivar. I couldn't save her in the name of Laterano, not even if I can forgive her for what she has did. I just want to see her again and apologize for the argument we had. After so many years waiting, I finally got my chance. But it was all just a dream. My dream's too fine too. If it's all a dream, then I don't have to worry about anything. Maybe getting shot here doesn't mean anything in reality. When I was younger, I got fifth place in the 7th Tribunal News Joiner shooting competition. So I even met Aurelia that day at the range. It's a shame we won't be able to save each other. I'd say that at the very least you're a great investigator, Amos. Oh, you're still on the line, Lemelin. Time to wake up. Is the is the funeral complete, Adonian? It is. The Hall of Enlightenment is this way. You seem to be going the wrong way. Am I? The video has begun and the matriarch is waiting for you. Where are you planning to go right now? Your emotions are rather unstable. No, I've never felt more clear-headed. I'm not going the wrong way either. I'll ask you to accompany me to see the matriarch, Adonian. Looks like we arrived right on time. What's up with you? What am I supposed to be like the other Libri pushed into the herd by guards no matter how much I protest? Or should I be really looking forward to see if my halo gets to be a square or a circle? Speaking of, I'm curious how they're gonna mend Fallen Angels' halos. Sorry, I got sidetracked. You owe us an explanation, Adonian. Gathering up all the non-cicadas, forcing changes on their bodies. I thought this sort of stuff only happened in those shady Colombian tech companies full of mad scientists. Is this what you mean when you said about the future, about possibility for Latanano? Is this what Mache promised you? I've strayed from my path and I cannot deny. I cannot deny. Latanano wove a beautiful dream for all of us. I was trapped too deep and took too long to wait. Still talking nonsense even now. Other guards will be here soon. Damn it. Do you think we can get close to the Matriarch if we use him as a hostage Muslima? Maybe. She doesn't trust him. Does trust him a lot. I'd be a little worried if we left it all to L. I can sense multiple bit of emotions growing by the second. The number of people with empathy in the shrine is increasing. The video has begun. It's no use, even if you subdue the Matriarch right now. We must go and do what we still can. I think I'll think of what to do about the ceremony that should not exist. But it's likely to lead great chaos. You should buy time. I should. It should buy you the time to evacuate your people. What's your plan? Why do you think we'll trust you, Dudu? Seriously, blabbing lunatic who already betrayed his friend once, saving everyone. You don't need to trust me. It's pity will not save the people. I don't have that kind of power. Someone who has walked the wrong path of obsession can do is to save himself. Wait, Adonia, take this. A bomb? Elle gave it to us to draw the guards' attention. But if you're really going to stop the ceremony, that shouldn't exist like you said. You'll need it more than us. Adonia walks past the pair, heading straight for the depths of the shrine. His steps are slow, but Fiametta makes no move to stop him. You okay with letting him go? He's reliable when he sticks to his hand full of words instead of full of unbearable. True, true. This situation is damn weird. Too damn weird. It's not like we have any better options at the moment. There's a whole lot of people coming this way, probably chasing Adonian. Help him buy some breathing room. I'll get even with him after all this is all over. The shrine's very first nursery. Once with a heart full of hope. It was here he tended to an unfortunate mother, day after day. Now the chill she left behind has clamped onto the comfort bells, the sparkling droplets of water, his freshly washed wings reflecting the lamplight, just like a dream. The arbor beast does not mind the caretaker Prior's outburst. He calls out happily as always inviting Edwin to play with him. Insignificant, insignificant trifles and grandiose feats, by a hair breadth from one another. You've labored for many years over the grueling journey of yours. You should not let such meaningless difference stay your steps. I will need you to lift your spirits. For aside from caring for his mother and child, there's more deeds that must be done. Insignificant, insignificant nurture, a heaven-piercing shrine. The former could grit his teeth, harden his heart, and refuse the young beast's invitation. But his minor act of rebellion would do nothing but shake the foundations of the latter. I should be doing more. I must do more. But how can I shake the pillars of the shrine? How do I erase a miracle that has already occurred? The shrine nursery's towering edifice was not built in a day. It began as a simple, ordinary nursery. Our nursery. Did we start the blueprints with such imposing shrine? No, we merely wished for a safe, comfortable room for that mother. And yet, if frenzied evolution led to what it is now, that's how the future, where all are saved and sprout from our faith. It was the very first nursery in the shrine of nursery. This was the starting point in this grandiose building. This is where I place our faith. So Kef, I'll tear my faith apart. Aldrich examines the bombos name we gave him closely. It has imaginably cobbled together from all sorts of daily necessities. It's safe, its face decorated with a bright splash of graffiti. It cannot he cannot remember what girl who made this look like. They might have met once or twice. Might have never met at all. He can only remember Lemoine recounting her deeds countless times. I was never alone, as I saw a way through all this trail of thorns, was I. Without the slightest hesitation, he lights the fuse. Beautiful chirp. I understand that you are no longer sad and suffering, my child, but do not sense danger, even in this room, as this room's about to explode. Or are you simply uninterested as well? Does Laterano no longer need us to feel fear? The Albert Beast flies down to the ground, rubbing his cheek against Adonia's trousers in the confusion. If we cannot feel fondness, fear, or torment for the life that has to offer, how can we speak of revering it? I should have asked you this, my child, but I was the one who brought you here. You could have said, you could even say you were born in answer to my vision. This is our penance, our lesson for both of us. Adonia bends over and cradles the armored beast into his arms. A gunshot. I'm very glad to hear the sound of your gun this time, Lemoine. The spark moves wildly across the nursery. The giant comfort bell clatters and falls. Sonorous notes adding to the clamor. The explosion engulfs the room, devouring the grace balance of light and shadow. It was really a dream or an obsession. Once you had a flock of brothers and sisters following behind you, they were rejected, harmed, insulted, desecrated. They named you a guide and they walked along a path with you. Yet here in Laterano, which you believed was equal and selfless, you forgot them all. And so I asked, how should this community you long for be shaped? How could this holy city you yearn for be rebuilt? What path do you walk, Adonian? What answer does it lead to? This is a dream that I shall wake. If this obsession, then I shall shatter it. Let only speak of redemption after that. I fucking blew up. He blew up. The flames swell the entire nursery. The armor piece flashes me fiercely. There's no fear in his eyes as though simply dancing. And yet, Adonia carves his eyes out of habit. That final moment, Adonia hears a bell and clear as day. Are you alright, matriarch? The ceremony has been interrupted. The entire shrine is shaking. The explosion just now. Is the evacuation underway? Yes, there's a liberator waiting, Pontifical Chorus uniforms, a fallen angel leading the people to safety. Only half of the non-Sakana have successfully acquired halos. I'll ask the patrol to have them reconvene it right away. Like a cracking bamboo, the explosion rever reverberates out of the depths of the shrine. The pealed bell parts from unknown drowns of the chimes of the comfort bells, and the chaos reigns as countless people flock to the exit. The towering edifice always stays the blast. We're finally reached the Hall of Enlightenment. Let them leave. Forcing them to stay will only harm them irreparably. The shrine is collapsing, matriarch. No. What is collapsing is not the shrine, but only the shrine, but the answer we sought with it. Gather the other nurturers. We must evacuate. Everyone must leave at once. I'll have the guards escort you out. The matriarch steps down from the dais. But within the mist chaos, she hears the sound of the wind clearly from above her head, where it should only be praying statues and spotless stained glass. Hey, hey, over here. You're not getting away that easily. Exercise with a real cannon. Oh, the marshal lifts her head. She cannot see who's approaching, but her voice is infectiously quality to it. Almost instinctively, she stretches out her arm. I've been hanging on to this window for hours already. If you don't get off that stage, my arms are gonna fall off. As it holds tight onto the matrix, the world spins and the two of them tumble from the floor. They fall into not so solid ground, rather some odd softness. Like it's falling into fog, yet falling into water. Excess is a great force pushing her outwards, one that is definitely not just explosion. Could this frail-looking woman be that strong? Forces herself to open her eyes. She isn't sure what's happened when it happened, but the arm she's holding has become jagged limb of beast. The Matriarch's gentle face has disappeared under the way. They look at one another across the boundary between truth and lies. On the other side of the line, a bell on the top of tower of revelation rings as clear as can be. I didn't. I did figure out you weren't as pretty as you looked early on, but my imagination never prepared me for this. Not even an ancient forge has anything crazy as looking as you. Well, at least I don't have to worry about ripping your arm off. My friends has bust their butts to give me this chance. Get out of here already. You have no right to hide away in the dream. You have no right to hide in our Latarano. EX8, MT8. Those has only deal minor damage when the leads there.
ほら、パレードがやってくるよ。みんな、助けに来たよ。車椅子じゃ鉄骨上でドリフトできないって。これ以上は進ませ。弾丸ビュッフェはこちらに順序よくお並びください。うまく対処できるはず。念のためもう一回聞くけど。
I'm stupid, yo. We need to lock in, yo. I need to lock in. I don't know what I was thinking. I took so long to think. So if I want to, I could remove you. I'm gonna put. Oh, who's a lane holder? I'll put La Pluma. La Pluma. Hold up, I'm kind of stupid. Lock in, yo.
これ以上は進ませません。あ 奴らを通さなければいいんだよね。弾丸ビュッフェはこちらに順序よくお並びください。次は車椅子に飛行スラスターをつけてみようかしら。
Where's the locking?
ちょっとからかってあげようっと。念のためもう一回。リンゴちゃん、今日もよろしくね。戦場って本当？あ、ベルス・ディオ・ボーレント。本当に武骨より草になる。
Locking, bro?
荒れ地は送電となる。武器なら目の前にあ
Put
るで
this,
しょ。
get this.
大丈夫だ。勇気を出せばきっと。
排除確認。ディオ・ボーレント。
あなたの指示がしっかりしてください。ほら、まずは深呼吸してみて。
よーし。
Is this a boss fight already? No, I'm not tweaking, right?
だけど君たちはまだ何か待ってるのかな。
I'm not tweaking. Okay.
どうぞ。あなたの希望を聞くのは誰なのか考えたことある？あなたを土に植えるわ。生まれ変わりなさい。真っ二つにしちゃうから。
Take this extra.
脅かさないでよ。皆さんが後ろにいる限り私は一歩も引きません。リンゴちゃん、今日もよろしくね。
Okay.
タピオ・ボーレント。あなたの希望を聞くのは誰なの？ゴスペルロックンロール。レバノン、
Yo.
またグダグダ。私よ、ここついてな。もうそれ以上近づかないで。
いいなよ。今日はもうじき終焉だけど
I'm gonna
君
be
たちは
fine.
まだ何か待ってるのか
easy.
な。
Alright. It was easy. I just needed to lock in for a bit. A bell tolls. Its unending peace peals echoed across the entire city. Its rings clear and steady, guiding the stray souls towards it. The legend has it after their long atrocious journey, the saints built a tower, used its ringing bell to ward off the devils. Then there arose the ladder in the city, its walls pierced white, standing fast against the elements, while the bell in the city tower fell silent for millennia. Now it cries out once more, a scant 2 years since it last did, so in response to a mixed blood Sakana girl's song. Yo, what type of blurry? Senior nurture. Are you hurt? Don't move. It was hard enough to get bandaged out. Matia. You're pretty much half dead by the time we got to the Shrine of Nurture. We only had time to get you in searching out of there. Don't cry, Ulysses, Romeo. It's all just a nightmare. We're finally awake. Nightmare wounds of the nightmare shouldn't follow you into real life. Where are the brother and sister? Keeping watch nearby. Guess you finally got your memories back. What did you want? What? Want to hear? What? Want to hear them call you died again? Sorry, Patia. It's clear that you were just awake. Trying to wake a man who's lost his way again. Why'd you abandon the Pathfinders? We rested wild for a bit after leaving this active Sea. According to the original path, we should have been past Liberty's border soon after back to the land where you came from. Even we made contact with the Inquisition where you disappeared after all of a sudden. That was when the dream began for me. What do you mean? It's just an idea, one without any evidence behind it. It told me to turn away, to cast aside all my plans, and return to Lateran. You're saying you never actually met that blind lady? You didn't go back to Lateran with her? For that baby's sake? Like you were enticed by something. This is starting to sound like some crackpot charlatan would say. I know it's hard to understand, even I don't fully get it. I'll say there's way too much hard to understand stuff here at play. Damn, English. You and that shrine, you wanted to plop halos on everyone's head and turn us all into freaks who can't even decide what emotions to. Whatever you managed to wake yourself up in the end, if you hadn't made such a ruckus by blowing up the nativity of all Lateran would probably still be dreaming. Without with the boundary between the two sides are so blurred, his indeed in a dream could be taken in full into account of during a junction. Extra for Hugo with no in your hall. I've read your file, Antonian and Agathos. Aga. That's what I'm saying. I can't even. Is that your surname, Antonian? After the chaos you caused during the first Summit of Nations, the Curia banished you from Laterano. Now you have returned in secret and you are involved in plotting so-called divinity ceremony. You are partially responsible for the first turmoil troubling the city, and must accept a joint investigation by the first, fifth, sixth, and seventh tribunal. Yeah, you can't see his hurt real bad. Besides, I'm sure you got more important things to worry about right now. And you need a hand executor. Get us into the city. We'll help you find. You are at what is it, New Ida? Look over there. Getting your Patreon firearms means you moved into a new stage of life, L. Yeah, come quick, sis. We're taking photos of friendless statue. I need to go to Lugman and I need your proper explanation from Mostema. Let's send Lemuel off on the next adventure with a bang. The passage of time would bind people together. Will bind people together regardless of what they think about it. As long as you live your lives intertwined at some point, you will have nothing to worry about. Safe travels home, exercise. She feels herself moving, but she cannot open her eyes. Her back cupped by something rough, while her mind sinks into a boundless softness, where even pain running through her body is dulled. Her thoughts flow into a boundless ocean of faith. She opens her eyes. What in the flying fuck is you, bruh? You've awakened, child. You're gravely wounded, only accompanying me. You have stayed lucid during the transfiguration while it was you who caused its interruption. We will not abandon you. Much as once we leaned on one another to traverse the devastation of catastrophe. The transfiguration? You mean that dream? I am definitely awake. So why do you have a cough? Halo on your head. What kind of monster are you? All cicadas have halo, child, so that we could forget from whence we came, so we could embrace our new lives. We named ourselves thusly. Thankfully, the passage of 1,000 years has reshaped your appearance and way of life. Perhaps you can follow the tone bounds and call me saint. Of course, my flesh and spirit both have long become one with the snow beneath Laterano's white walls. What you see now is simply a snippet code from his boundless program, a specter bearing countless memories. As he sees it, the path of Sakanos began with the saints, so it should continue with the saints, who could lead you beyond the calamity into the future. I don't want to get a word what you're saying. Where exactly are where exactly are you taking me? It's not a question of you and I, child, but all of Laterans. Extra backwards. What the hell, fucking yo? He's ugly as fuck. I was a cousin of Saint Kratos exercise, following those close behind our Sakata, as well as Halo neighboring felines, a host creature like the likes of which she had never seen before. The grand procession meeting the into distance, its far end out of sight. Isaac can sense there are no shambles husks, the empathy has not faded, no, even stronger than it has been. The faith of countless masses condensed into the vast sea, they follow the saint behind the saint, to a destination clear in their mind. Not even the saints travel wrote a sight so bizarre. Across millennia, he has granted revelations to his chosen few, so that they may question, analyze, and deduce, so they may point laterally in the right direction. But it would prove far too slow a process this time. He has never seen this restless and uneasy. The master of all things awoken, thread nipped at our heels. He must carry out his original duty. Because the calculated future, there is no place for the Sakata. There's only time for him to directly impose what he has sensed on every one of us. To force only a solution he knows into being an even more cohesive community of the Sakata, Laterano as it should be. Listening to all this makes my head feel like it's about to pop. Heaven's sake, all of his stuff. Who are you even talking about? We are on our way to meet him. The foundation of faith, the prime mover. Even the deepest nightmare pales in comparison to the cruel reality child. And with the collapse of the transfiguration, I feel his actions have been notified. There's not much time. Perhaps he and I know. Perhaps we still have time to ensure the future of the Sakata. A march, a migration, or perhaps a pilgrimage. A grand procession of the newborn Sakatas, traversing the streets of the Holy City with a Vigar Sakata who had not in centuries. How should we be described as such? What? How can we describe such a sight? What do you see, Alturia? There's halos on the street lamps and trees and dessert carts. Confessionals, am I hallucinating? Or is my scope fogged up? That's no hallucination. The shrine of the tree still exists in reality. These iridescent projections originate from it. Where the pilgrims go, the projection follows. Where they fall, the inorganic matter will sprout halos. These projections are like forms of unaliving executor. We're finding Sakana and the name of the law all over. All this time we were told whoever saints impurity of the Sakana shall be merciless, cast out by the law. Now it turns the pure Sakanas he so favors are actually streetlights and trees. I can't believe I'm starting to think my fall was a good thing. If that gaggle wants to redefine Sakana into something nobody can understand, I have half a mind to leave them be. Don't worry, Executor, there's still someone that I want to kill. I agreed to help you fight. I have the right no matter what. It seems like they really do want to remodel the entire city. If they aim to remodel the city via those projections, then forming a mass of people is highly inefficient model. Yet they choose to gather together even after the dream collapses. Perhaps spreading those projections isn't the only way they have. They must have an additional method in mind in order to use it. They must reach a common endpoint. If their aim is to turn all Latrana on its head, then I might know where they're headed. The Basilica. I had a discussion with the Pope Yavel. I don't know what the fuck. Whatever. There's one there once. I was able to glimpse in the certain entities and to realize some truths. You don't need to doubt me, Sing. I do not. Your file was signed and sealed by the Pope himself. I will bring you there, Idonian. Hold up, Frederico. Jose is gone, man. Nobody knows what the hell's going on. Why should we trust you? Hey, that's my line. If what you're concerned about is about who shall hold authority in this situation, considering nearly all present have violated the law to some degree, as an executor I have the right to press you all in my temporary control. If it's the current calamity that's causing you to panic and deprive yourselves from sound judgment or action. I, Federico Gallego, the first saint from the outside ranks of the popes. I do not believe that this title has any special meaning, but if you require a reason, then there's no better one. None better. The procession will pass through the first as they move from the shrine and nursery to the basilica. Kef, or rather the monster has unusually strong empathy. Even the bell of the Tower of Revelation cannot do anything about her influence towards you. Katia, take the other Pathfinders and Ari away from here. Go in the opposite direction. You're staying by yourself. Trust me, your brothers and sisters. This is the path I must walk. At least change out of those clothes. You look god awful. Or do you like walking around in blood all over you? I don't own many outfits. I don't know where my old ascot has gone. Here. You kept it all this time. Look, I want. It's not like it took up too much bag space. I don't know. I just felt like this wasn't something I should throw away. Go on and take it. Thank you, Patia, for all these many years. However, we must try to find a shelter for these children who have just escaped the dream. Victoria and Ardonian will require special supervision. I will keep the two of you within my sights at all times. I haven't said anything. Imbued? I don't even fucking. Maybe you can leave the children to me. I may not be Sakanto or Lateran, but I am rather experienced in looking after children. Very well, move out. The Foundation is Sakana's future. You do not trust my word. Why should I? You should have no reason not to. True. You have no reason to. True. Much as when we first glanced at the new Sakana, we could never have imagined the community would become such one of explosions deserts after all these years. Halos, empathy, guns, walls of the purest white. You believe my law initiate? Child. You believe the Sancta have been always unique these ways? Why would I doubt it? You love it, and so as do I. Faith is shaped by the experiences of countless generations, ravages of time, and the footprints of teeming masses. It must not be swayed again by the first of the faithful. But once two people face down the crossroads of destiny, I have no choice but to do this. We have no, we have not sown lies, my child. We have merely hidden some truths, and allowed the rest to become inspirational tales in a parable of the saints. These texts of how the devil's arrivals and left things desolately, and how none of saw the light of the sun. But for the Sancta they have radiance bestowed upon them by the law. The angels were born from devils and child. As for what this is so called bestowment, it was a not by chance encounter. Fucking the ages in that age, kings sent out his warriors to seek a new beginning for their people. The aged monsters that crawled along the earth for a homeland, so we were named Tikaz, a race yet young. In that age, hegemons who command the raging flames, blinding thunderbolts, wild winds, and frigid snow descend upon the land, alongside their myriad servants seize the Tikaz precious home. The flames they threw could melt the skulls of the Wendigos. How the howling gales they summoned could shatter the wings of gargoyles. Even vampires sucked them dry. It would be reborn from egg of fire. Well, it sounds like that would be like, man, might be because I'm dead tired, but I can't get my imagination working at all. The Colossus cups wounded Sakata in her hand, clinging outwards with the shambling yet steady gait. Her voice as gentle as it was her guise as the matriarch. She tells her ancient, unapprovable tale like a saint who has stopped to rest on her feet, taking the chance to preach to a stranger she met along the road. As I know, she's not the only one hearing the story, though. The wind possessing the followers. while the countless people pour from every corner of the city, leaving the buildings painted iridescent, joining the oceans of faith. I shall share the portion of the truth hidden from you, child. Once we revive at the Basilica, the past will be made clear, and all shall know it. It is then that the term sancta will be redefined. The kings might could not so decline the Tikas. His wary gaze scanned the land for countless days, the countless nights, before finally falling upon the ancient silver mountains. And so his warriors set forth, seeking out these never before seen urgent mountains beneath the earth. With language convert to them by the king, they would conquer them, they command them, and to rout those foes of the Tikas. To grant Tikas the chance to fully become those with a homeland. For the king, took the blood of the burning beast, anointed the head of every warrior with a crimson circle, symbolizing the mission that they all shall do together. The warriors strode across the land, crossing the most barren waste where not even the hardest of plants could ever take root, where not even the most tedious of beasts could survive. But with the twisted limbs, they aid one another. Not even the weakest of the number would be abandoned before their last. The king had taught them this: kin shall not kin shall aid kin. What? Aisha can barely believe what she's seeing. A scene unfolds before her in an extraordinary way. The next second, she catches a glimpse of amazement spreading across the sea of faces. There's no doubt empathy beyond empathy. Monza's sharing what she sees and we're all present. Finally, after many days and nights, a number of beyond reckoning, they arrived at the edge of the great rift in the earth. Then they saw. Floating above the valley was a new beginning, one that should not exist until it waste. The pale, petrified forms of plants, beasts, dancing among the mud, spinning about to some rhythm beyond ken. A string boulders draws them along as they go, coming together, forming a great ring. A fragment of the ring pulses faintly with light. At first they thought it was fire, but it seems to sense no heat. It was seemingly untangible. In that age, the warriors of the Tikas knew that what they had found the slumbering silver mountains. That age, the warriors encircled the ring. They attempted to call out to it, to appease it, to command it, and to persuade it. They cried out until they could not cry no more, their throats hoarse and bleeding, but no avail. The ring remained silent. They were trapped in that wasteland with no way forward, no way back. Time passed until the ordinary Tikas could not stand it any longer and stood up. She looked at her near mad, emancipated companions, and realized that they are all would die of hunger and thirst before the Silver Mountain woke from their slumber. Instincts took over her, the stone face in her lance, hand pierced her dying fellows, began to devour his flesh. The Tikas had no fear eating their flesh of other Tikas, but it was the first who exiled, the first refusing to partake, who turned to the Black Crown and became the first king. Since then, eating our kin has become the strictest of taboos. That moment, one of the warriors handpicked the kings to fight his band without the slightest hesitation. Only through his actions could she live. As for whether she lived so as to complete the mission they were entrusted with, that is a tale for another time. But that time, a strange noise came from above their head. Aside, there's no people behind the monster. Lift their heads, together with the Tikas of history. Look towards the sky, welcoming that one fateful moment. An instant, the surface of boulders within the ring began to split, peels away, weaving metal that glows with a crimson light. In an instant, bright halos and wings sprout from the back bodies of each every Tikaz present, as if though they have been always there, reading from the dust and swipe their hands from the crater above. Warriors did not have time to ponder this strange change. The boundless vitality poured into their exhausted frames like a surging tide. With the greatest joys did they touch one another and embrace one another like a newborn babies. As for the Tigas with stone laced its pointed veins and blood, he looked up to the alien metal that remained silent for a while. He did not understand why it remained aloof from the words the king had imparted upon them to appease the Silver Mountains, yet responded to the moment she ate kin flesh. Then the comprehensive comprehension dawned on her. Perhaps the metal would not respond to the king's his dignified appeals nor the appease despite their enemies, but rather to answer the simplest and purest ideas, quiet prayer for survival. Go over. I just want to go to the. Was that Tikaz you? The Silver Mountains in Laterana. You want to take everyone to go see them. You understand now, child. Before faith became faith, before the first brick of this paradise of tolerance, equity, mercy, and joy was laid. This was the origin of all. Return to start. Interactive simulation complete. Our emergency response mechanism expired. New emergency response mechanism materialized. Simulation result failure. Compulsory transferring on Laterano. Continuing operation. It's that vision again. Our discussion of going back to square one. Truth be told, I'd really like to head upstairs and enjoy some guava juice and ice cream cone. Or at least at the very least take a nap on the sofa. I can barely feel my lips anymore or my knees. How long has it been since you started acting coldly? I rushed over to find the solution. What caused the calamity to speed up to the point that you need to throw all your old emergency response mechanisms? And instead, everyone can directly synchronize data with you. You have forced Lionel to go through. Such a radical change. In time, the spiritual light of the Sancta will be stripped away. In time, Laterano be considered Laterano. Sitting Pope something, Evangelist, whatever. Request 27th interaction simulation. Evangelist refused to help bring the transfiguration to completion. Now offering judgment requested for interactive simulation. I'll prostrate. These monsters. Neither Sancta Neither Sancta nor the others of the Vidi can escape the influence of the transfiguration determination. All I can do now is to call everyone by my side to keep your minds steady and free of collapse when we meet him. For those you call monsters, they are two Sanctas. The law sheltered them as well. Their newly born pleasures played. It will aid people in sweeping away all obstacles along the path. This path will take us to the Tower of Revelations in Pagus Astilia, past the Northern Hall and the gunsmitheries in the Pagus Maschilians, past the Sunset Chapel in Pagus St. Marcel, before arriving at the Basilica. This route, a familiar one, yes, is the order the street lamps light up as night falls onto Laterano. He has laid out the most convenient path for us. And so I beg you sleep a while, child. We have arrived we will have arrived once you awake, and there we shall rekindle hope for a continuation of our race. I see now you have been looking for an opportunity ever since you've woken. You are unwilling to accept it. The tales we left behind, the chains that bound later generations. The texts that speak the majesty of the saints with ugliness of the devils that have goddamn been etched up to your hearts. You need only to witness my convenience to raise your gun against me. But no matter, child, you'll come to understand the name who is named Hero, who is named Monster, who is named Kin, and who is named Alenius. You shall all understand. Hell, that's really a nasty feeling. I never thought it would be a way to turn out that light. Holy smokes. You did fall. I don't know if we're gonna miss it later, but right now, it's not too bad having it off. My head's been a lot clearer. I don't have anything to do with your emotions. Clear? No, child. Even though now my history of our race, do you still wish to make an enemy of me? How can you consider your mind clear? What can I say? I'm clear. It's clearer than ever. You say you're trapped by those dusty old books you left behind, but they never said anything about having to listen to ancient beatitudes, ideas. I've been listening to you go on and forth for ages already. Did you ever plan on asking us what we think? No, I'm surprised the shit's still going on. Good news, the monsters chasing us have all retreated. The bad news is they're joining that weird possession over there. Good thing we talked about Edenia about staying somewhere safe. Will Exile be able to handle herself, Doctor? I believe in her. The machine's waiting for that monster. Monster looks very familiar for some reason. No matter how much she changes herself, she'll look like a living thing. I can just tell she's just a program. The collapse of the dream must have cut her off connection with the machine. And as programmed, all she can do is try to re-establish that connection. To restart the dream. Passing the fields of irises a minute ago, I saw halos blooming above the flowers, after another. That's completely unprecedented. The goal of the machine is to program to extreme more than we thought. Everything organic and inorganic will be defined as Sakanta. Things is a little crazier than when PRTS went haywire. This also gives us an opportunity. Not on my own, but we can find a way if we search Calcit memories. Calcit, even ever since it all went down, you've been avoiding saying her name to me, Doctor. Sorry. In any case, thanks for putting your trust in me. Amiya was also worried before we left. Never mind. At least managed to get a decent amount of. At least I managed to get a decent amount out of this operation. That machine is special, Doctor. We've tried to approach it in the past, but the law of Lateral was gradually redefined. The more difficult it became to try to figure out its nature. Calcis did come up with a plan, but she admitted it was a bit too daring. So what was the plan? It was a very crude one. She never let me do it before. But my nature does give my talent in ordering people lack to some extent. Of course, we should also think our creator's open-minded attitude towards technology change. Phew. This is the first time I'm trying this. Technology exchange? Stand back a bit back, Doctor. Routing through the city's communication post back to our port. Special provisions is 10. Every access credential Alcaro, Oracle, decoding complete. Authentication complete. Turning to something. Turning to PCS system. Thinking computational radiation link. Updating permission log. If it wants to speed things up, just happens to cross lateral, I'll have to remove it. All its underlying restrictions, breaking through its computal limits over and over. Which means the machine would have left itself wide open for me. Won't have the time of my action. Wait, I'm trying to stop it. I'm not in the control of the possession anymore. A full information does not come rushing to you as you guys imagine. The common conclusion is fade away at some point. You and Monster feel a particular feeling wash over you both. It seems to be have stopped at a fork in the road. No friend appears. She has been walking alongside you the whole time. Is it a chance encounter or is it a chance encounter? In short, you see her. The color begins to drain out of your surroundings. It seems as time is standing still. As the time as the stage builds for your reunion. Thank you for your hard work, MA10. Meeting him, Doctor. Our year has become much sooner than I was imagined, as I just hoped. Imagine all of Arthas is just a dream.
ドクター、私ちゃんと役に立てた？
Ugh, I don't want to read anymore, yo. There's one more mission after this. What if I just click practice? Can I practice? Oh fuck, hold up. Yes, I have to skip this. I don't wanna. I have to go with the mission because it's gonna be waste my time.
行きましょう。
Hold up. Fucking practice.
どこで道を間違えた？
Yeah, I have to read the story. Or I just don't. Hold up, here it is. Loosen up that trigger finger, Fiumena. Get the impression that the scowl stuck on your face until you get to fire a few grenades. Thinking about that disgusting dream just makes me even angrier. Too bad it wasn't entirely a dream. Look over way in the distance. The Shriner Tree is still there. Let's go, Mastama, to the hospital. Doesn't matter if what happened was a dream or not. We need to make sure of that. The fact that the first person you thought of really means something to me, Fiumena. Mamuan, I'm so glad you're alright. How are your legs? Still sore. What happened? I was running all over that night dream. I was a little dead tired. Getting to sit down is a treat. Right. The two of you can relax now. What the hell's going on? It was only my second day after being created Cardinal. I was headed to the office like usual. It might have been the moment I stepped out of the front door. Or maybe when I saw the shrine. I can't really say what I felt in reality, but it all happened so naturally. What is it, Fiumena? Tell it to everyone. Ah, you're still keeping? What are you up to wearing that? A friend kept it for me. I have a very kind junior female. He told me it wasn't something to just throw away. Perhaps today I will finally reach my destination. Load in these investments. As I do, may feel faded at work. Why you? Anodian has an important role to play. Resolve your existing disputes not as priority. Been a while for Nico. You know, I know who you are and how you like to get things done. I know that according to Kyria's real saints have the highest authority in emergency, but please give us a little time. Please keep it brief. Hey, can I 4 times this? The last time the 4 of us got together was in that fateful mission, wasn't it? It's been 10 years. Reached the underground palace, we got the distress signal from another team and went to help them, while Andoni was revising our tactics at the entrance. We laughed as we shared the last of our chestnut scones. An old habit of our team. I remember that day very well. We were so happy back then. I thought those days would never end. Nobody could imagine what would come next. You caused all this, Arnolian, but you still refuse to tell the truth, at least repent. Our brief time together may have been the only one of a lifetime accident, but it was a precious one. I ruined it in the way I did not foresee. I did. I understand how you treasure that time, Fiumena. Your love burns so hot, it singed to the hearts of those around you. I want to thank you for one thing, but you're the one who taught me how to love others. At the same time, I knew it would hurt you and destroy you what you so cherish. I'm a villain. It would just for you to hate me. Are you trying to piss me off, Anoni? Whether I have not hate, whether I or not I have hate, I hate you for me is to decide, not you. I understand. I'm grateful for it. But unfortunately, I haven't made a friend like. Go and do what you need to do. Remember, I won't forgive you. These two are taking you to the Basilica, right, Adonian? Those who I'm taking them. The Hold up, give me one. Which means you're still determined to walk this path. Of course I am. Will it be dangerous? Unknown. Maybe be the better word. Hold up. Have you ever thought of stopping? Whether I am the captain who attacked you or an arrogant, naive nurturer in the dream, my doubts, my fixations, my mistakes, they all have led me here. Fuck, I gotta get water. I'm fucking dying. Okay. I cannot stop them. I cannot stop. Alright then. It's hard to call Lateran Paradise the way it is now. Hold on. My fucking wrist hurts. It's hard to call Latrona Paradise the way it is now. The monster running rampant across the city. Those strange things she veered wandering all over the place. Nobody really knows what's going on. What will come next? The three of us need to work a way out to solve these issues and find Elm. Those who gone missing. As for your wounds look rather serious. You might die, Anonian. We might die. I know. When we talked about Rokamara, about its belt over its rainy nights, about mute child you buried in Sargon, about the minor frozen legs you had to amputate in Ursus. You told me about all sorts of places. I remember them all. I always pitied you and understood many of your opinions. I never disagreed with you. But I could never truly understand you, as much as the same for you. We're both clear on the matter. Just so you know how grateful I am for your pity. But my wrist is actually so. Well, I'm a Lateran, aren't I? That's where you shine the brightest. I will always remember how you taught me to shoot a gun. Speaking of where's that gun now? I left it in Laterano. 10 years ago, when it was your final mission with our team of commandos, even if nothing bad, even if nothing had happened, you'll still have left. Which means those words came from Little Eight is all. Right. It's been far too long since that day. I'm glad of it. And I'm glad of it. Gratitude and blame no longer have hang so heavy. Well then, farewell, Aldonian. Luma speaks no further. Muslima goes up to a wheelchair while looking at Adonian square in the eyes. I know what you're about to say. No need to thank me. Farewell, Captain. Yamina looks at Adonian and her two friends. She stays quiet. Farewell. I really thought I was going to play the mission already. Colonel Lemoine, there's some tasks I must assign the three of you. You're doing alright, Fiametta? I'm fine. Fiametta, I. This thing might involve me, but I know it's not my only problem. Or Adonia's. These past 2 years have taught me that. Yeah, I should really learn that too. Alright, enough about that. Right now, what if Verdico says it's true? The most important thing is to act quickly. Good thing there's no arms around in real life. I can blast those monsters as soon as I see them. I'll cover you, just like the old days. Wait, Lemoine. Verdigo just said that the Sanctus who attack them will fall. Falling, falling's no walk in the park. Trust me on that. Half of the people awaken in the city of Sanctus without their numbers. We won't be able to stop such large processions. Unless we had those fallen angels and Irari Verdico mentioned. He said they were pretty much emotionally charged. I didn't know what they were up to. Not to mention that they are only got temporarily commanded over them. It's not like they need to steady nerves or pure intentions to help them out. Relax, I'll handle them. I'm a fallen angel too. I've spent a lot of times outside of Lateran. We've got any better choices for Angel Wrangler. It still won't be enough. The situation on the road of the Shrine of Nursery to the Basilica is too complex. We need to administrative permissions for the roadside facilities along the way ASAP. I'll head back to the 7th Tribunal for a bit. All by yourself. Don't trust my wheelchair. Don't trust my wheelchair skills. You'll make me mad. Let her rub your ears tufts a bit. Since the two of you have everything planned out, what else is there for me to do? Add. Split up teammates. You have to go now, children. You go help take care of our new Sancta friends, alright? Yes, sister. Where did Senior and Nurturer go? Did he stop caring about us? You just have to go handle a few things for a while. Think about it. We don't know each other very well. So if he didn't promise me he'd come back, why would I agree to take care of you? Oh, you're right. Right, so would you like to hear a story about how Lost Zindian captured the Castle of Dreams? Or maybe how Kezigig brought gold to marry the Princess of Gaul, but the gold turned to turned to sandstorm, bearing the lintel. That's not what I heard we learned in history class. They're not stories you hear in Laterano. I can tell them to you while we walk. Here, some bread from Pata. Haven't eaten since we got into the city. Making up tales for the children again, Ueda? I'm curious, do the Ku Clan treasure knowledge in your heads as much as you do? I've never met another of my kind. If I can turn that knowledge into stories for children, though little tweaking, then it will means there's still some use for it. Otherwise, I'll be scattering pale fragments of my mind. You have a surprisingly flexible mindset. Alright, are you disappointed? About what? You traveled all this way to Laterano, to your holy land, but it wasn't apples and fireworks that welcomed you, or a loving God of universal salvation. Instead, you got a rampaging demons. I am disappointed, but not completely. Have I ever told you how I became a nun, Aurelia? Please do. As you know, I wandered around all around Bolivar from a young age. It wasn't hard to survive. My knowledge proved useful at that front. As for my parents, even if I forgot what they looked like, they still managed to fill my head with a lot of things. I couldn't understand more complicated parts. They pointed black flow far edge of the sea. The depths of the dune of gold, even the space beyond the stars. They spoke of race after race, secret after secret. Not a good fit for a place like Bolivar. Which is why I hate them. Aurelia, everywhere I look I see soldiers fighting over men, money, artillery firing left and right. Bolivians caught in the crossfire. All I had were pale fragments. Until I was 13 when I met a nun. A band of true Bolivian guerrillas had robbed her. She was gravely injured, leaning against a rock and close to death. When I got close I could hear her singing. Her bandages had fused with her festering wounds. She must have been in so much pain in her final moments of life, yet she was so serene. It was a hymen, one of those who had always been in my mind, one that I had pored over in puzzlement countless times. Abode the Lord of from our parental love. He punishes evil and drives out injustice. All shall bask in his love, whether they have scars or stones, until that very moment when some of those pale fragments look a color and form came together into something called Laterano. She took upon her habit. I did. Even paradise is pure, spotless white to me. It cannot compare to every first time I've heard that hymn. Good. Yoda never forgets anyone else. Hate the kids that follow the Patia girl. She looks like she knows her way around. Alright, wait. You're staying in the city of Revelations? But executor said, long since fallen Sakata does not need to listen to a saint. The night we fled Bolivar is why I wanted to come back. Revenge. I saw the old master through my scope just now. He's at the head of the pack. I won't let him go. But we have our own obsessions when it comes to Laterano. It is strange to see Basilica devoted of people. Follow me, please, Arturia. Here it is. The Pillars of Scripture. Between these two pillars, a slab engraved of the saints of travels. Press the halo of saint statue in the same order listed on the slab, then push the wall. I've reported this to His Holiness many times here before, but I never noticed this hidden mechanism. Maybe because you never doubted Laterano. I hope what you're about to see will not stray you away from your faith. I'm looking forward to it already. I know you followed the Pope down here once. He had passed a buried stone of saints, past steles, and the statue showcasing their deeds. Walked through thousands of years of Laterano before arriving at the end of history. But Arnea suspects his memories are still in disarray. Former white of the corridor is gone entirely, placing with a dour cold sheet of iron. The statue of saints still line up on the path, but bizarrely shaped lumps of machinery protrude from the wall, engulfing their arms and legs. It seems like the devils have their way with our history. Thank you for warning Adonian. I would not I would have been much more surprised otherwise. Though this place has changed. Adonian has furrowed his brows. Off the distance he sees the red light blinking faintly. He knows what it is. See that red light? That's where we're going. We should be we should only be seeing it much further down this corridor. Stay alert. Cloaked guard suddenly appears from the moment he sees Federico. He starts firing. There's no room for negotiation. Alert. Repeat alert. Intruder sighted. Eliminated on sight. An ear-piercing siren begins to wail. As more and more guards file into the trio, field of view, a blurry visage beneath their cloaks, like a spirit in shadow. White, their halos shine in the morning dazzling. The guards protecting the shrine of nurturing the truth. This means we're in the right place. Stand behind me. Stand behind bro. Oh. Being addicted. This isn't a dream. It's obviously still reality, so why is all the color been erased? Priestess. It is quiet here. We won't be disturbed by all the commotion over there. He stands at the corner looking across the deathly silent, completely unguarded against you. But I don't like it. Perhaps it's too quiet. We have no other choice, do we? He's not limiting me, Doctor. Ami is not here. I can't guarantee I can hold her off, but I'll do my best. Relax, you're safe. I won't allow you to be disturbed by the chaos of these Santa's cause. Why are you here? Doesn't matter compared to what's currently on my mind. Entering attack mode. Sorry, Doctor. She might have shown up because of me. I never thought she'd catch on to me when I tried to access PTS. Because calamity, I only see the evolution of species, a pointless struggle of life. Everything that happened in Laterano right now is a product of PCS, autonomous derivations. Holiday was recalibrated before returning it to its original purpose. Of course, it has adapted to the progress of Originium project since. Speaking of progress, ours has slowed far behind projects. Recalibrated? Good to know you haven't lost your curiosity. PCS was experimental developed using bionics. One of them offered many benefits to our soldiers and scientists. But it was left behind on Terra without long-term maintenance. Its cognate radiation amplifier enters a perisal standby mode. Its operational efficiency is now extremely reduced. But what's interesting is that what happened after it came into contact with Terra's native species. It didn't have an effect as I expected. Not only were the beneficiaries able to share knowledge and emotion, but even their species specific traits were assimilated. That never happened during our testing. Rather pleasant surprises in there. What connection does it have with the Originium project? Don't get excited, I'll explain everything. However, your new companion seems like she has something to say to you. Bad news, Doctor, I can't find a way out of here. Her goal is still Originium. Might not be in Laterano. This might be the future for Laterano. As keen intuition as ever, but one's that lacking basic knowledge. This is just a vision or a possible future. I conjure it up using the PCS system. No more time, no more color. A place knocked in eternal stasis. It's rare for us to have a chance to walk together. Come leave behind these conflicts. I have nothing to do with you. Now you're afraid I'll use the PCS. I sense hate in your voice. I understand. Because of MA10, your calcits. You left me behind in such a hurry last time. You seem to have doubts that have not yet cleared. While I have many conjectures, I must confirm with you. Something strange about the way she's acting. Her expression is different from when she was back on the deck. Or I could try an attack. Put away those talons. I respect that you've given yourself the name monster, but I understand your fundamental underprinting is better than you. If you want MA10 back, help you. You know where to find me. I know what you want to, monster. Don't get taken in by her, monster. This is her real body. You always clung to the connection between matter and reality. Originium is the language we created, so naturally I can use it to make my words heard by whoever I want. So it's so for you, and it is also for that machine. In response to me, it's propagated. When I created even larger cache, forming a new round of calculation. The machine operates on the installed logic. Seeking its continuation itself and this community that has achieved emotional resonance. But your haste, you decided that the error must be stopped, even though Sancta is regarded as rejection from the law. Follow me. Witness the true crisis of with your own eyes. Every department of Acuria has its own offices. The Basilicla is merely ceremonial. There should not be such a complex place beneath it. We must perform one round of final testing. You said you went down a one-way passage before, right, Ardonian? Why? We've changed direction 6 times and we're not here. Now we're here again. 7, actually. We head back. The other returned to the former position, a platform where one of the white churches blends in with the black machinery. A wanton streak red light emanating from an unknown source. Disorder, chaos, imbalance, danger, no matter if from the architectural or religious point of view, shape and structure here have lost all meaning. They cannot stop themselves from wondering if they're still in Laterano. Federico and Archer stopped walking from the same direction. It's extremely familiar experience before they met the Witch King. They wandered an infinite flight of stairs. There's no need to go any further. This is the derived structure that did not originally exist. While I do not know the principles or process behind it, it has without a doubt warped the space here. We're in an incomprehensible maze, preventing us from approaching. Who? The god of Sancta, the answers to everything. Don't expose our position, Fide. I don't sense any human emotions coming from them. Are they really Sancta or are their machines here to tidy up the mess? Maze. Mess? Maze? Who cares anymore? I'm already dying. They're most likely the same organisms from above ground. If Ori Sanctus attack them, they will fall. The deeper we go, the more of them there are, the stronger their empathy becomes. We beat back the wave of them just to draw another one. We'll end up completely overwhelmed. The procession is to move at a fast pace, and will not need much time to arrive at the Basilica. It is highly unlikely the Cardinal Lumin's team will be able to stop their advance completely. We must learn the entire truth about this calamity. We have wasted too much time already. Perhaps I may be of some use. You are severely wounded. I'll leave the patrols to the two of you. But when it comes to pathing, I happen to be rather good at it. Light gathers in Adonian's palm. Arts. Thank you, Adonian. You shouldn't go too far, Senor Jamie. I didn't see you all day. I only found you out that you came to the beach after asking around. I just wanted to find something to eat. I didn't think the sea of fog would be this thick. Even if there wasn't any fog, pirates roam these parts. You shouldn't leave the Romacaria just because you feel like it. At least ask me to come with you next time. Alright, speaking of, what was your arts just now? The fog was so dense I couldn't even see my own shoes. I thought I would be lost forever. Then a ray of light came by. I thought someone managed to repair the local lighthouse or something. No need to be so dramatic. I'm glad I managed to help you. But Adonia, I heard the people use guns and custom-made ones. I also heard your homeland, the place called Lateran, is a universal paradise. My home is Rockamara. I was born here and raised here, senor. Let's go home, I'll carry the food. The line of parts near mist, the aquarium line side blocked. I will show the way and now reach us for you. Got them. Now must sweep the battlefield. Understood, Captain. Not bad, I don't pick up your sleeve like that and there's always way too many bandits with this gang. Without your arts we wouldn't be able to solve this thing so quickly. It's just an unconscious reaction. It got me the others out of trouble a few times before I got my guardian gun. Without it I wouldn't have been able to find Laterano. I forgot you only got your data gun before you joined the Pontifica course. You're pretty good with it. I can't tell if you've never used it before. It's a part of Lateran life, isn't it? I should be practiced with it. Besides, I've found out recently guns and halos are what kept Laterano invincible. It doesn't need to be a glimmer of mine. Talk about stuff again, Antonio. Sorry. This operation has gone pretty off the rails compared to the original plan from the Pontifical Wars. We should write up detail. Should we write up the details as is, or whatever? Should you polish up the final report? What about the place outside of Laterano? How many Rockamaras, how many lonely islands are there beyond the reach of the faith? I cannot forget, I can see. Adonian. Is it Laterano or... No, there's no difference. If through the spiritual light even the darkness stain can be cleansed. If with a Proteus heart even the savage monsters can be made out of mud. I skipped that one. Does not mean we're a lonely island beyond the stage of faith. When it implies that all I've seen, everyone I've known couldn't be saved, there must be something missing, something I overlooked. A path, not a power, nor a place, a simple path, a path that leads from the present tormented to the future salvation. If you can show me the future, then you must know the path that leads to it. Show me it to me. Colossus is nothing, swims through the gaps of space. It does not respond to Adonian. The details of strange, oh yet so real sight begins to warp the flow with its silence. And everything smeared with a thick layer of clouds. No, I need to know more. Do you hear what I'm saying, Adonian? Put that thing down. No, Lemon, you don't know what I saw. I can't stop here. Light blurs from Adonian's hands, a plant brushing head along into season. blooming as if it to wither. He wants to part the clouds. He wants to see revelations in all clarity. He wants to grasp onto the possibility. On the once more did he set out on a foot journey, bearing the sin and evil upon his back. He guided the foreign believers to Lateral, searching for an answer. But he had no time to share what he saw. The truth is, he nearly shook him to his core. He had walked so many paths, yet was the one thing that remained constant. He'll always remember that year, the year the salt buried his home, and the emotions that bore his heart as he left Ramakara. That was the starting point of his journey. The sounds of executors planning the patrol do not stop, but he does not hold back as he casts his arts. Endless front of light flows from his body, the wind's way of the depths of the maze. Rather than a harsh light, a gentle, perhaps dim, even like sunlight caressing a patch of autumn leaves, tracing the paths to which they fall. He asks himself, Pathfinder, what does this path end? Where does this path end? Until finally a glaring red light cuts off his art. He once saw along, whatever the Pope guy. Once he found himself shaken. The light's more icy, more pierced, more dangerous than before. Andoni does not close his eyes. He knows the cold machine is his lord and his god, foundation of his faith. Adonia faces the god. He does not turn away. He has sought his, and he is lost. He's pondered and he is doubted. A sharp pain runs through him, only to take a moment of his vision to go dark. But at the same time, he hears the god answer. Put me into the match. This shit's gonna be cold as fuck outside, bro.
楽しい時間って本当に終わらないわよね。いいよ。
どこに向かえばよろしいでしょう。
あ、ドクター、脅かさないでよ。
What are you gonna do?
どこに向かこっち向け。
車椅子じゃ鉄骨上でドリフトできない。ドクター、ここっていい景色だね。みんなこっち来て。皆さんが後ろにいる限り、私は一歩も引きません。
うまく対処できるはず。
どうぞ。位置につきました。
Fuck you.
リンゴちゃん、今日もよろしくね。春風が雨と化す時節ね。
Oh, she's gonna die, bro.
あなたを土に植えるわ。生まれ変わりなさい。ちょっと言いにくいんだけど、あなたの訃報を聞くのは誰なの？考えたことある？
There's no way you're putting my hoe back to sleep, bruh. I'm gonna, bruh.
そんなにコソコソしなくていいよ。
真っ二つにしちゃう
It's
から。
so dumb. Stop it! No, she's gonna die. Fuck off.
ショーン、どうしようかな。君の正体、すぐに分かっちゃったんだけど。
カップないわね。これ好きのことにも機能性質。確認。
あなたの
Fuck that guy, bro.
治療はもうすぐ終わりますから。
はいはい、焦らなくていいわよ。全員分あるから。生命は晴れがよし、虚空は雨がよし。ドクターの言う通りにするよ。
Well, I cleared that real quick. I can only provide the first aid right now. Unres- unrestrained uses of luminescent orange has irreplaceably damaged optic nerve. Do not have the ability to heal the. I do not have the ability to heal these injuries. Once the condition allows it, you will need to medical treatment. Don't worry. Half the head is already revealed itself. You won't need eyes to see the way. Follow the cursor running along the ground. This maze is way too complex. I cannot maintain my eyes for very long. Let us go. It is here. Even if this is not the source of the calamity, what lies behind the door may be able to give us answers. Follow me, Ochiri. Virgo does not receive a response. Ever since he caught up in the outside of Shrine of Nurchi, she has been exceedingly cooperative. And now the black-haired girl stands several steps behind him, gracefully drawing her bow, her cello strings with no intention of following him. I really intend to escape this time today. My heart is hurt, and you're alone. There's no better opportunity than this. We have arrived at the door to follow the truth. You know what your actions lack truth, meaning? Perhaps. You really are the best of executors, walking a law book. First saint from the outside of ranks. Truly worthy of the codename Executor. Your rationality is callous, even though your doubts hold about these two traits. If you are in service to the creation of the law, if that's what the holy city itself, maybe you're the one who can understand them. As for you, Senor Adonian, you'll have to forgive me. It was never part of my plan, but when you were using your arts earlier, I inadvertently touched upon your whispers of your heart. It's a complex, more complex than many people I know, but not particularly unusual. Overly inflexible melody leads them to become adaptations or repetitions of the same tune, they say. Your beginning and your end both lie in Laterano, but you may find yourself alone at that. I beg your pardon, but if you have taken offense. Material offense you speak of. There was not a chance for me to perform a different sort of confession. As for those lack of words, I'd rather you treat them as a blessing. They have stand proof that I have reached the end. Oh, what an interesting answer. Fucking long. Turns away. Tough photo. Not everyone is obsessed with the truth meaning behind Matarano. At the very least, I'm not that interested. I got a little peek at him now, just behind the doors that line right? Yes. In that case, the answer is bound to be boring. Think about it for our time in Zone and Fide. Cloudy of similar scale struck the city. The people lost their way, struggled and raged. At this very moment, there are millions of hearts in Laterano that demand appreciation. If you turn away now, attorney, that means you will have to face our enemies this maze alone. You need someone to lure them away, don't you? Your patron firearm is lost. You have no way to defend yourself. Perhaps I can find a way to turn them into my audience. Do not worry about me, Fide. Lateran did not design me as dangerous. You're so pretty, I fucking love. I'm just a gooder. Worry about me. Anyways, situation assessment: high risk, probability of survival low. Exercise decision: you may leave. Time waits for nobody. You too. If you don't plan on leaving yourselves, no need to see. Well then, farewell, my beloved Frater. Frater? Whatever. Oh. All that pontificating you say, you just want us to help the Curia. Full marks for listening and comprehension. No way. It's not a responsibility, Mostamil. Half the people were kicked out of Laterano by the Curia in the first place. Maybe it was because they fell, because of our empathy. As for the other half, they chose to leave Laterano, whether they out of despair or doubt. Not that really matters. So why come back now? Because our halo started to activate, breaking. It's hard to understand. We are not part of Laterano anymore, alienated even. It doesn't matter if you choose to leave or once you force to. We all cut off our connections with the city. But even after these years it changed, it still has affected them. They still just never stop. This damn stupid Halo. It sounds like there's no other way to resolve your complaints, even after we got every Northian Hall executor out of here. That's why we came back to settle things. Did I tell you to save anything? What? A sub story that I felt during the incident in the line of duty. After all the time I became a line of goddess. Mostly I did not have any stay in ladder all the time. I'm the one 100% an alien instinct. There's no one else to tell or understands how better you feel. Maybe the glitch of the halos has seen got you landed on an extra bad site, spurring you to come back. But if you came back out of hate or pain or despair, you best come with me to block the precision. Because the people who cause that hate, pain, despair, they're in that thing crowd over there. Go ahead, use bullets, explosives, whatever. Get your revenge however you like. Just make sure you give them a hard time. You're all talk, Mostema. Got you found me out. But something gotta be done. Besides, you're already here, aren't you? Hey, Nueda. Yes. Keep going down this alley, then find an empty house to hold up in. It's not too good idea for a lone nun and a bunch of kids to run around the place. This place is a decent distance from where the procession is headed. Monsters probably won't come running here. And your friends are going to help save Laterna Pietia? Pathfinders aren't that noble. But our leader chosen the way and to depths of this disaster. We can't exactly sit back and watch, can we? He told us the place he was going wasn't suited for numbers. We'll do what we can out here. As for your sister, we'll protect the children no matter if they're from Latin or Bolivia. These freaks are starting to shitter like mad moments and hours bells stop ringing, pissing me off. I don't care what sales pitch, I don't want your stupid halo. I swear these fish keep coming. You've got 3 seconds to get out of there, Fiametta. 3 seconds, hey, how am I? Motherfucker won. Motherfucker said 3 seconds. They got us. How was that? You got in the nick of time. How do you think everyone can go as fast as you? Never mind. The station up ahead is a complete mess. Even the Tower of Revelation's bell has gone silent. We've lost Pegasus Celia. Pegasus Michelion too. If that monster has found one of our barricades in a single stomp, I don't think the Northern Hall's defense will be much use. Blocking them is no good. We can't use more destructive methods. We might not be able to slow them down at all. Agreed. So where are your reinforcements? Let's get moving, Amishi. I'm sure you've all been to Michelion before. Might have been for the firearms workshop, might have been for the Northian Hall. Many of you have fallen angels did before getting kicked out of Laros, probably handing over your guardian guns to the authorities. But you have seen those guns taunting statues around the doors workshop. Come to think of it, the Northern Hall is a pair of cannons theirs. We don't have the right permission to get the statues to fire. That's right, something for Lemon Soul. Alright, get those statues knocked over and the guns pointed to the street. Make sure all those guns haven't been heard for years. Holy smokes, your skin can stop bullets? Talk about thick skin. This girl's not serious, bro. I love her so much. Man, the entire volley didn't even scratch you. Last time it felt like this, I was gaming against the boss. He went around the back and cranked the difficulty up to max. I couldn't clear it even after spending a night on it. It was discouraging. Very hardly. What I can see is your attitude and emotions unaffected by the shattering of your pillow. Then I popped my shoulder, child. From the Tower of Revelations to the Northern Hall, Pagus mentioned into every lamp along the lit up. Our new opponent comes to bring the city to light, little by little, like our journey to countless eons ago. For the sake of the true paradise, we crossed around the treacherous ravines, traversing barren wastelands, and searching the silver mountains. The only difference is that time we are certain that he is there. Salvation our inevitable endpoint, Laterano shall never fall into the night. Move to onwards is the only choice the city has now. And yet you still wish to resist the entire procession. The entire race city, the entire city by yourself. Now you get to hear those life's most relaxing sounds. Now this is Laterano. If I'm really on my own, then where did that explosion come from? I might not know who I'm fighting alongside, but I'll leave the monster hunting to them. As for what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna keep you company the whole way through. What exactly, Kalami? What exactly is the future? What exactly have you decided that you're gonna doing a salvation, nor the only choice? Going to help her? No need. She's just dealing with a stubborn child. Who's stopping the procession from advancing? Ostema Fiametta and the band together a group of fresh returnees. As Andoni and Federico, we don't know where their group are. Via. Once more I must stand against those who I hold dear. Life is such a fulfilling thing. Revering Paisero. Just focus on your work, please. I managed to build a rapport on the enlightened creatures I've shown on the route. Our empathy has become stronger and more distinct. Almost like it's not even empathy anymore. As if it is the matriarch, though the saint said, then this is what empathy should really be. Which means he has showed us before what was true. Now it does exist, and only through the extreme methods can Lateral be. But right now, the dream has collapsed after all. The past is only temporary. Continue outwards, we can no longer be stopped. We must ensure the saint reaches the basilica. That way she can continue the divinity after it was so rudely interrupted. We have our time to make even better Lateral. Take care of everything in the way. What is it? It's been a while since you old bastard. Best stop right there. I have your throat in myself. A while indeed, Aurelia. Give me a stand down. Oh, no stand down? No stare down either? The deepest part of the basilica at the end of the labyrinth, the final door opens wide for Pratika and Donian. Behind the door, a cold machine shaped like ring sits in the dead center of the platform. A strange red glare seeps inwards, sweeping across each inch of the room, accompanied by an abominable buzzing. Sure signs of calculation. Your Holiness. Beneath the platform, an old man stands silent. He stands with his eyes shut, his robe covered in a thick layer of dust. There's no reaction. The pair approaches the sight, a movement from him, as he was unseen of rock. But his crackling, peeing lips quiver. His mouth moves out. He cannot utter a single sound. The city pope stands silently before God. Signs of aphasia, neurodegeneration, primal judgment, his holiness, body, our mind, and blink of collapse. With the dreams covering bread, this thing is crumbled. Why is he not awake? Maybe because he came here for the same reason we did. He just hasn't found the answer he's looking for yet. Fire emergency response expired. Give him a suitable list of names. It expended. Ready to go. And Antonius signal stable. Judgment. Able to assist the transfiguration to completion. Suitable. Must be something to do with the title of saint. But why me then? Simple candidates are particular visuals inserted on the edge of the calculation model. Required as the symbol of participation in interactive simulation to verify model integrity. His Holiness has discussed the sainthood with me several times. He has never elaborated on detail. Perhaps he is unsure of what to do as the duties of a saint. If the laws are unsuitable cannabis entrusting us with a specific duty, then saints or not, we are now responsible for it. Entire simulation released. Model level data recognized released. PCS authorized and released. Permission to enter granted. Rita Galico and Adonius Agathos something. PCS will now synchronize any necessary prerequisites information with you. Now approach. Machine echoes in the room. Is steady and unring, untarnished by emotion or gender. Is containing an indescribable sense of might and authority. Now that I've come this far, and do I still seek answers from him? Maybe he seeks answers from us. Since we are particularly individuals, samples. Situations assessment, unknown risks, risk assessment unknown, executed decision. We two sanctors walk side by side between devices towards the cold machine, towards the two shining ports. Were they gonna
ドクター
plug into their bomb or something?
不用意に目立つことはやめましょう
Well, we probably will lock it. We are on the final part, guys. We're in the last mission. Forgot to click this one. I just noticed each section has a doctor, XSI, Gear 6, Lemuin. He's so cool. Like a blueprint. This is the boss stage. Let's prepare. There's only 2 lanes. I guess we can go off. I'll put like. I'll bring. We'll bring Mastema. Let's bring my Laterano Jits. I love them all. Exercise. Who else should I bring? I've got 2 medics. Yes, with you. Oh, do I have any Lateranos that are already built? Oh, there's Safuria, but Safuria is not like great and all. Let's bring Fiametta.
もたもたしないでさっさとしなさい。
Fiametta wants to exercise. Alright, guys, let's go. Final mission. Bunch of reading too. There's no complicated ceremony, no tedious procession to undergo. Vertigo looks British information port. Takes it as a flicker of his halo. Feels infinite of sight. Halos can be transferred much information this quick. Neither can medical texts nor ancient scriptures have been described in this phenomenon. Antiquity, halos have only ever transferred simple emotions through process we call empathy. Why is that? Interaction target handling capacity, pre-interaction, information conversion required. Only information conversion during interaction may damage to the information processor of interaction target, leading to temporary and or permanent disability. Adrenaline empathy is currently in this condition. Critical looks to his side. Adrenaline slumped to the floor in dismay. His head is clouded, his dried redwood blood from frame. His feature worrying in matter. For a moment he struggles to lift his head, once pointing to his halo in the port. And once more he feebly hangs his head. And according to the machine, rather than the law, you cannot handle further information. Your prior overuse of Originium has already adverse effects on your body. Stop attempting to access the machine immediately before you cause permanent damage to yourself. God damn, this motherfucker bleeding from his eyes. More information. No, I still haven't seen anything. I still don't know anything. But should not be why. For the past 10 years, all the suffering, these sins, was all just to meet with the silent God. I cannot stop here for thee. Once more, Ardonius stubbornly raises his halo towards the machine. BAM! Child, this is the end of the dream. Notice the law would not construct the dreamscape with you. Vertigo chose to communicate with the law alone. While you cannot understand it, nor are you willing to accept such person. Who you word by word, line by line, translate the language to what we are seeing now. If this is not a dream, then why? Why are you still alive? Because you wanted me to live nature. I set off that bomb. You were there. Not only did you want me to live, but you had great expectations for me. You had hoped to live a happy life. I hoped to live right through the dome of the shrine of nursery. I would fly up and touch the sky. You hoped to see my feathers shine in the sunlight, to see my talons clasp frolic musk beasts. You looked up to the tallest tree in Terra, intercity net, didn't you? You thought that since I'm an arbor beast, I would rather much climb a real tree than comfort bells. I did, on top of the mountains of Salome, and amidst the forests of Bolivia. There are great trees that straight out of legends shadow the Tower of Revelations, taller than the Basilica. I really did think that bringing you out to see them on the net I saw the other armored beasts up in the canopy crying to the sun. I wanted you to see the cry out and care and joy, just like them. Where did things go wrong from there? When did you stop treating me as a real life? You know, don't you? You know my mother's funeral. No matter, no matter, come with me. This time I shall leave no regrets behind. What do you mean? The funeral's still going on. The funeral shall never end. He's unresponsive, suffering from the same condition as the Pope. Negotiate energy is still suitable. Currently pre-processing information. Purdue Gallico was a second action complete. Now assisting to bring the transformation to completion. Vertigo has expressed doubt. He has never shaken the past events, but he has never once questioned the law. After all, the saints implement the law, while the executors enforce it, as the right and good. But now, facing the law itself, he feels only confusion. I still have doubts. The ultimate purpose of the law is to grant halos for all organic and inorganic matter. This is I know. But choosing the summit of nations as the method of achieving this is the decree of law. Affirmative. It's far too inefficient. It's feasibly questionable. The summit meant to found a terror-wide nation, wide religion, something unprecedented in the civilized history of this land. Mere proposal and negotiation of revelations of miracles will be inefficient to achieve this. Not only to mention that according to information I just received, the moment with the first account of receiving their halos, they about their transmission without the slightest hesitation. If I understand the halo, if my understanding of the halo is correct, destroying one's individual is completely unrelated to their faith. Nations of the divinity, may these both be based on unnecessary preconditions. I must confirm what is true, the nature of the halo. What is the law, or rather, your self-designed PCS? Personally, cognitive synchronization is confirms that my understanding is correct. Since the law is able to synchronize personalities and knowledge, why is not simply synchronizing everything directly? First, Circumciser Habitat Zone Autonomous Technology Operation Convention. Synchronization or revision of a personality or cognition must be initiated by the user by accepting said synchronization or revision. Oh, I clicked on that. Convention for a form of regulation. Is the law restricted by any other regulations? Who else established this convention? What mechanism ensures is followed? It no longer exists. A regulation that nobody can enforce is pointless. A law is unrestricted by this regulation should be ignored principles and break taboos, which means I still require an answer. Why were the halos used for only empathy before all this? The answer I obtained earlier was the majority of humans rationally are unable to withstand the directions of transmission of information via halo. But using information as a vector of information transferring is more vague and more inefficient. While while being also a greater burden on the receiver. Is there a possibility that the issue isn't lacking, the ability to receive information, but rather. Critical pauses for a moment. Rather, the emotion blocks their ability to process this information. If the law regulates that everyone in this is a system, a machine, why does he choose to retain humanity's emotion? Why retain our humanity? We've been walking a very long time now. We've only started. Normally, a man would hope for his journey to be a little longer. There's nothing changed, but nothing changes as we walk. Patience, you'll see something very familiar soon. As the armored beast wards a shabby cart bearing thin coffin shutters, it passes to the side of the road. A wind playing a mournful dirge as it blows a coffin's lid. That coffin I've seen it before. Sarkaz called it a hero. It was buried in it. He told many people the story. I still remember that he gave up his life to save everyone in the town. Even though he did so, he was a dirty, filthy drunkard spurned by all. He didn't say that in the village for very long. You never knew. Whenever he drank, he would possibly would go out the house in turn, vomiting all over their doors, all while never paying his debts. Even if he had borrowed the life-saving others, people would scream things at the moron and lowlife, like moron. Whoops, like moron lowlife at him. But in his eyes, he was getting awful lately. When you told the story to children, did you ever wonder why he abruptly decided to change it to a noble deed that night? A deed that the likes of which he would never have done this in his entire life. I figured out why. I never figured out why. Perhaps he had undergone an endless amount of inner struggle and self-questioning. Or perhaps it was just the urge of a bit of goodwill he couldn't shake. All I know is that he didn't do it to be a hero. He died after all. It doesn't matter if we sing his praise, look at him with scorn, or even forget about him. None of that changes anything about him anymore. Only those who have meaning for the living, true good or bad, reputation is beyond the care of the deed, but isn't possess the process of going to your death part of life. Those who do not fear death can be the most hideous things. During the most carefree days, a rare man who will stop to examine himself, for his eyes fixated on the future, filled with limitless possibility. There's no day. There will be a day that the fog of death ambushes him, a fog that cannot be thrown off no matter how he struggles. There will be a day that he will, in exhaustion, accept the fact that the remainder of his time will be in the journey to the afterlife. From that moment onwards, to live and approach death. That rainy night that filthy Sarkis drowning in. When he saw the coffin atop that cart, he figured that at the town gates, he knew that his only chance to approach death with some dignity is to him. It was not vanity but relief. Perhaps so, but there's always someone people who does not look forward to their deaths. Are there? Not you, not the very least. Otherwise, you would not value a funeral so. He once told me the earnestness of my mother gave the last of her strength to care for me. You cared if she died with love in her heart. You went out of your way to arrange a funeral for her. At the Escala Requiem, you cared as if she retrieved proper burial. You even cared if we were feeling sad enough at her funeral. How could you care about how you will face your own? I have my own path to walk. I've never thought about it when death will come for me, or how should I greet it, or as I will follow my path. Because you believe your path is meaning. Abundantly brave overcomes the armored beast's thrill voice. There's a monster bearing a sharp horns claws creeps along far away a range of mountains. Behind it, several dozen monsters, similar physique, jostles against each other, growling as they do, restless following behind their leader. This is what revelation is. Although the spirit of light is even the darkest stain can be cleansed, the piteous heart. Even a savage monster can wade out the mud. Uh, they have no halos above their head, yet they walk towards the future where they have can be called saved. I must go. I must see what the road they follow. Oh, but you're about to go to the funeral with me, aren't you? You want me to make up for my past regrets, the past wrongs, look upon me truly alive once again. You give me a happy life I deserve. Is that not so? But you said the funeral will never end. It's just a momentary distraction. No, I must go. No need to explain yourself. How you've always been. Always looking yourself in the search, always eager to sacrifice. Go see what you're searching for is truly. At the end of the trail towards the path stumbles away towards his revelation. By the time overtakes them. Before his eyes pack on the fearsome monsters sprout halos and wings like a newborn beastling, dazzling in their bristling. The pack leader no longer creeps around along. She stands her jet black skin peeling away at the fluttering through the air like a snowflake. With every step she takes, her forms become clearer. Longer recognize her from behind. It's a sight he can never get. Kef. Kef, why? Kef, the latter name from falling hollow stone, a stone bound law. The first saint of Laterano, who named himself after the encounter with the law. However, this ancient name she gave herself has been buried deep within the annual history, alongside her true face. The future I worked so hard to find, the future all we're all saved. It was just a past deliberately buried. Deliberately buried. It was just the road that came on. Always losing yourself in the search, always eager to sacrifice. It did not stop you at sacrificing yourself. You sacrificed Lemua, you sacrificed Mostama Fiametta. You sacrificed your brothers and sisters of the Pathfinders. You sacrificed me. And all this time, you never knew where this path paved with a sacrifice led. All you had was blind faith. Tell me, Nurturer, do you want to save everyone, or do you think only consoling yourself? Similar tale of the sarcastic drunkard, isn't it? You so-called path, merely you're only one who chance of approaching death with some dignity. You're only thinking about saving yourself. No matter what, I can offer you greater salvation. Look, we've arrived at the burial ground. However, this is not only my mother's funeral, it's also not only yours either. Rather, it's the funeral of all things. This place looks kind of scary, Doctor. No sense of life. You look like the figure ahead of you. Not too close, not too far away. He was calmly recording all the data with wherever she goes. Occasionally, she'll stop somewhere, furrowing her brow without saying a word. Do you confirm the situation, monster? I tried connecting to the machine, but all ports have been blocked. We can infer that she's possessed some degree of control over our continued predicament. Sorry, Doctor, I'm just as confused as you are. We're basically trapped. There is a possibility, Doctor, that she can't do anything to us. You see the ever-changing buildings around us? I think those Lateranos currently experience dramatic upheaval, and traces of the damage it has taken will occasionally be mapped onto here. Changes in information in reality should not be overriding the data or originating them. This plan has flaws. In the Sanctus City, I see there's still a great deal of misunderstanding between us. I believe that I can now answer your prior questions. Ones pertaining the precious results we managed to obtain. Alongside the shared vision we pieced together were many. Right now, my instructions in PCS is reaching its theoretical operational capacity. This means it's able to include even more targets in the same language system, far beyond army or research team, but rather a multitude of races. Through the connection can be strengthened, a barrier can be broken, differences can be eliminated. It is not such a bad thing, not for the sector, not for the life on Terra. You sound like some kind of advocating interracial harmony. I can
cannot I can't deny that. Though we would benefit as well, of course. I didn't calibrate PCS to churn out uh soldiers or scientists we can order about. The plan was would collapse at the slightest hint of true disaster. Originium is our only solution. Needless, needlessly complex biological information will only serve to slow its progress, but PCS has the ability to unify races to integrate a whole. It manage it can manage the countless lives of Terra into a singular race. It will pave the way for expansion of Originium. As for this unidentified race, it's still considered Sancta. I don't particularly care. Seems PCS is rather set on this outcome, going far into his autonomously perform many unnecessary uh, inferences for it to come past. It should not have the degree of independence. Perhaps a side effect of the sudden increase through output or abnormality caused by its long period of disuse. If we have the chance, we can spend time looking into its fun diversion, but not right now. I really think she's hiding. I don't think she's hiding anything, Doctor. Hiding. Rather, allowing cool and break my samples. I think it would be better if I showed around personality just like old times. Emma reaches her hand towards you. What is she thinking? She retracts her hand and then continues onwards. None of this will stop. Aren't you interested in seeing the ultimate outcome? Either you would follow her. Something's wrong, Doctor. I recorded the route all from here. From the Shrine Nursery, the Tower of Revelations on the Thorny Hall in Pagus Michelian, which means the Sunset Chapel is ahead. There's the root monsters falling up gathering. And the unusual scene of destruction around us keeps being mapped here, which means the chaos in Lateral is still ongoing. We've been walking alongside them in a whole different dimension. The moment you become cognizant of this, you'll see the stillness of the city begin to break. Emotions blossoms across the scene in a stutter freeze frame. Battle explosions, prayer chanting. Yeah. You see Arsai, you see that hollowed monstrosity. You cannot tell if the scene is arisen or because of your presence or if she has decided to allow you to see it. You should be able to clear your thoughts in a safer manner. Place you seek in the location of the PCS, as well as the designation of the Sancta Pilgrims. Countdown has begun. There's not even timer for a breather. Keep it quick, Fiametta. I'll cover you while you're reloading. What's with the look? We've fought together before. It's not easy to forget how you do. Gracias. Gratias. Hey, Mustang, mind explaining to me what the hell just happened? I was kicking a monster in the ass and I stepped onto one of those weird light puddles on accident and my boot sprouted a hail out of nowhere. One of the Shrine of Nurture's projections. And you don't feel like being turned into stuff your brains can't process, then stay away from it. How are we supposed to do that? Running way too quick. They'll kick us out of Pagnus St. Marcel before that pack of monsters even get here. None of us can stick around and play defense at that point. We've stuffed a big pipe of organs in the Sunset Chapel full of explosives. Our friends from Leviathan added some self-integrating enchantments on top of it. Even if nobody's around, it should be able to blow these freaks into Kingdom Come. The only ones they used to play in the Durg in the whole city, a wide memorial service. That's the one. Sweet. It had It's had to be listened to 100 years worth of prayers and sobbing. It's time we play with it. Something with a bit more pep. Fucking raining right now? No wonder it's so dark outside. Ah, shit. Let's get out of here, Pagda. We spent the shells and started to get halos. Our spent shells have started to getting halos. The Tower of Revelations in Pagus Escala and the Norton Hall in the Pagus Michelion haven't been lost. The Sunset Chapel in the Pagus Saints Marcel is the last stop before they reach the Basilica. If our bombs don't stop them, we're really screwed. If Frederico and Adonia is right, then the percentage is really headed for the Basilica. I think it's too early to throw in the towel. I've been in Legatus for a long time now, so I've gotten experience with getting places quickly. If we can't stop them from rushing over, right, then why don't we just stop them from moving their destination? Look, Mastema, the big difference between blowing a pipe organ and incendiating the entire basilica. Okay, if the boot of the Sancta can both have halos, I don't think that there's a big difference between the organ and the basilica. You're right. Since we can't block or kill that giant monster, at least we can take it away to make the road not exist anymore. So we never be able to reach her destination. Are you sure we're thinking the same thing here? Let's go, withdraw your plaza from the basilica. Will I ever get to play? What's wrong with Romaya? Stop crying, you're giving me a headache. Don't be like that, Hugo. Why do we need to take care of these crybabies? Can we leave Laterano? This place isn't like what Aurelia said. It's not as nice, right? Yeah. I think so too. We should be glad we came here ourselves. Otherwise, how could we have known Aurelia lied to us? We are rather lucky this time for me. Once Aurelia comes back, we should give her a good talking to. Right, sister. Let's continue with the story, children. No need to be afraid. Listen, we hear the bells, right? The bells of the Holy City will protect us. But those cells are loud and scary. Hugo, Giselle, you hear them as well. Do together the children inside her best as you can. You take notes of the feared, twisted faces of the children in the halos flickering like mad. Is it empathy or the monster's empathy? Perception's empathy in capacity is worthless. You're so far away yet. What it can all do is she's no Sancta. What can she do with dealing with what is she dealing with is not a gang of Singa's mercenaries. Complex and mysterious knowledge floating around in her mind is no use. She don't even say where it got to this point. In quick, I don't even know how to say her name. I give up on her. What can you do to calm the children? What can you do to calm the children who followed you all the way from the Bolivar? Console the children who had just been plucked from a terrifying dream. At the very least, allow them to feel a mockery of tranquility. East of the east of La Unidad, Lateran, the holy city of white. Roy is the time. Senior nurture taught us to us. In Udia. You know all the words, right? There's an earth that hides no bombs. There's a fields that share wheat most bright. About our Lord, out of our parental love. He hears our prayers, he grants us wishes. All shall bask in his love. He came back to the past. The gravely wounded nun closed herself off the world as she sang, until the pain of the night melted away in her song. She sings the song. She sings once more this song. She sings the song 100 times before. It no longer matters who wrote it, or if the Laterana within it will answer. She does it all to. She does it all she can calm her nerves. so that she can sing in tune. Slowly, the voice of the children joined the chorus, echoing through the room, blending in the distant peal of the radiant flow. All shall bask in his love. At least, the very least, they have still have this song. It might be no use, but at least Una reaches under the helm of her habit, holding her axe tight. Reverend, I can ask our blessed companions to sniff out her position. There's a time when her gun knight armor was custom rifle. She would break the guardian kill record over and over. Finding her will take time. Messenger can wait. Milvi can focus on your work. I'll handle this myself. In 10 years, I'm surprised your private frequency still works. I wanted to ask the faults when learning how to delete it long ago, but I kept it forgetting. I guess I had gone old. The surprise is really you, Aurelia. Why didn't you take off your armor when you left Lateran? Found out how am I supposed to sell things with you? You really hate me, don't you? Seems the saint was right. The best motivators for Iranians return to the Holy Land, the city of hate and loathing. You're saying this mysterious fall of Altair brought out their bad side. That might be so for others, but for me, you know better than anyone else. Naturally, I'll never forget what you did to me. In that nomadic monastery, you wouldn't be yourself, and read the curious banishment order to me. You took everything away from me, yourself. You committed mortal sins. Your punishment was pretty light, given the circumstance. Am I responsible for your situation? Really, your achievements earned commendation from the Pope himself. You were a really young thing. I was convinced you would have become the greatest gun knight in history. But all I taught you was how to control cumbersome armor and master your complicated guns. I never helped you with your temper, so you could really live the ladder in life. With it, you took the final step, and I just as predicted. How am I supposed to thank you for worrying about my character's flaws? Just because you never approved of me, almost. You even refused to come to our wedding, even though I just had hope to get your blessing. Maybe we should have proper talked about this. One way or another, you have returned. You'll come by beside child. My people will not refuse you if you join the procession. But you want to give a sinner like me another chance in the name of Latran. Nothing of so lofty. The Irani of Latran is all. In a better Laterano, everyone will find their place. Who will play their part. There will be more foundational, more profound connections between all of us. No matter who you are, no matter what you've done, the Holy Spirit mend your halo and fix your flaws. You are born with. When that time comes, all our pain and regrets will be healed in return. No thanks. Aurelia, listen, old man. How self-righteous you are. How weak Amos was. How inflexible this Curia is. I hate how Laterano's stupid garbage about harmony. I hate how cold this paradise is. I never forgot this hate, even over 10 years in Bolivia. Even though my halo is shattered, even though I am trapped in the dirt, I never once doubted I would return. Even though I was enthusiastic and went behind the ears, I would never felt sure of myself as I do now. This is my connection with Laterano, this is my faith. Your student turned out to be cruel, vicious, selfish soul. Even if she hasn't fallen, she was still no angel. Tell me, old man, is this better Laterano of yours? If it will let someone in who was born evil, does that deserve to be called a paradise? Or are you unsure about that too? Question time's over. You've been trying to get a beat on me all this time and failed. You've actually gotten better since you left earlier. No, what the fuck? These glasses on finally got trying to be really clear. Damn! They killed my boy, Pagani.
ほらパレードがやってくるよ。
It's fucked up,
イカ
yo.
れた連中が目の濁った奴らを先導してるみたいだね。 りでいつまでたっても疲れ知らずなわけだ。
わあ、本気で行くよ。ちょっとからかってあげようっと。
How the fuck am I supposed to do this? Hold up. What the fuck? That is not right.
チームプレイ。やっぱり私にはちょっとよくわからないな。
How the fuck am I supposed to do this? I didn't bring a quick redeploy? Oh, I'm sorry for you, but I actually have to do this. I would like to bring you.
明確な作戦目標だな。
Okashimashita. It's not the boss room.
嵐のように蹂躙してやる。みんな、
イカれた連中が目の濁った奴らを先導してるみたいだね。どうりでいつまでたっても疲れ知らずなわけだ。
みんな、こっち来て。ついてきて。私の出番？
No, I'm not being able to fucking open this fucking hole, bro.
私が皆に
I'm unable to wake you up.
誰も近づけやしない。
Holy fuck. How the fuck am I supposed to... What? I mean, this one,
明確な
this is
作
not
戦
bad.
目標だな。
I'll switch to
了解
skill
した。
2. Oh, wait. Let me try. I have an idea.
明かりが足りない？大丈夫。私の頭上の蛍光灯が進むべき道を照らし出してくれるから。まあ消えなければの話だけど。
Come on,
さ
come on,
す
come
が
on,
に
come on,
も
come
う
on.
消えないよね。
Yo, what the fuck? That's not even a ranged unit, yo. I thought that was a sniper. Oh my fucking days.
運送中の欠損は弁償するから安心して。
Yo, that's fucked up. That means I have to wait till that fucking bird thing comes nearby, and I'm just gonna fucking burst it.
了解。
ほら、パレードがやってくるよ。
みんな助けに来たよ。
西方未だ定まらず、甲冑我が身にあり。
ちょっと言いにくいんだけど、私が巻き起こしたトラブルは私にしか収められないんだ。ここでは何も起きていない。指定の位置に向かう。皆さんが後ろにいる限り、私は一歩も引きません。チャーシューアップルパイ。
Please.
遺言の伝達。本気で行くよ。ちょっとからかってあげようっと。さっさと片付けると。ラジャー報告。ターゲットオールクリア。車椅子じゃ鉄骨上でドリフトできないって。
うまく対処できるはず。
みんなこっち来て。
Putang ina! Yo, I'm gonna fucking lose my mind! I fucking hate this stage already. There's not a lot of playroom.
弁償するから安心して。
And that fucking... Ah. I don't even feel like reading. I finished this mission. I'm skipping the ending. I swear. Actually, no, I might as well commit. What time is it? 11? Actually, yeah, I probably have to end the stream.
楽
Actually.
しい時間って本当に終わらないわよね。わあ、みんなこっち来て。私に出会ったのが運の尽きだ。 からがってあげようっと。
さっさと片付ければ楽に終わる。
私が最前線に立ちます。うわ、見ちゃうと本気で行くよ。
Yo, I'm gonna fucking.
うわ、見ちゃうと
Ooh! Fuck, I hate this version. But this version, bro. This version's dumb. What's his name? Yubai.
ちょうど剣を研いだところです。
Excuse me.
派手にやる必要はない。
ドクター、ここっていい気。
皆さんの安全を全力で守ります。
本気で行くよ。
水を重く草引くし、何やらおかしい。剣は承知、殺気が隠せていないぞ。
戦場って本当にご無沙汰な言葉よ。念のためもう一回聞き、本気で行くよ。
本当にここより草が生える。荒れ地は送電となる。
リーダーハイボルテージバラージュ。うわ、見ちゃうところだった。
うまく対処できるはず。
確認。うわ、リンゴちゃん、今日もよろしくね。うわ、見ちゃうところだった。私が最前線に立ちます。
What the fuck?
リーダーチャーシューアップル。
難しい処理だけど十分な時間さえあれば。
もうそれ以上で。
懺悔すべき相手。
武装解除確認。
Yo, what in the flying fuck is that, bruh? That's some bullshit.
武器なら目の前にある。
ついてないわね。今日の貧乏くじはあんたよ。いい天気だね。
That was dead.
ま、
I'm fucking
これで
losing,
ロックン
bro.
ロール。
どうぞ。機能喪失確認。見なよザ。みんなが僕らを見てるよ。
Oh, this is easy as fuck, though. Fuck. I killed the boss, and that's all that really mattered.
角度に鉱山で植え、周分に平原で植える。剣は小中にあり。
どうぞ。機能喪失確認。
Yo, when the fella just said this boss wasn't hard, it wasn't fucking hard. Boss was really easy. Just drank the massive body that she had. This is just time to name the will just holding the gun. President raiding hull gunfire in the corner. This barely even sparing. Halo shimmers in the desperate glance of separating the Pazians voice big cherry. Everything grows stronger. Wish long journey approaches the end. Allowing the cohorts. Yeah, I'm not reading. I'm probably gonna. I'm not committing to it. Oh! Popping her. Oh, she popped him. Wheelchair lady, go! You gonna pull a railgun or something? Do something. This Vector. gonna take a long time. I'm not reading the rest. I just want to see what's happening. I don't want to fully skip it. Yeah, I was not gonna
私はあ
follow
やつら
that.
が何の
That
ため
would
に
have
剣
taken
を
me
手にした
another
か分
2
かりませんで
hours.
した。もしかして
I finished it.
本人たちにも
I'm
分か
not
ってい
reading
ない
that.
か
I'll
もし
read
れ
it
ない。
next time. I'll play the game next. I'll read that on my own.